New Hope Ministries is all about change. If you're tired of your situations, if you're tired of the patterns repeating itself time and time again, you can break those chains. Just begin to release your faith and trust in God. And He will be the answer. He will be your key to all your understanding. God says He stands at the door and knocks. Will you obey Him tonight? Will you heed to that call? Will you listen to that voice? The Bible says His children knows His voice. Do you know the voice of the Lord today? You know, I'm not going to lie to you. There's times in my life that I still get knocked down a peg or two. But I know that I've overcome all these other obstacles in my life. And I can overcome this. Each and every day is a new beginning on this journey that we're on. And if you think of it that way, you can be truly blessed. Don't look at your circumstances as you examine your life and say, well, that one caused me defeat. I just can't make it anymore. You can make it. God can strengthen you tonight. We're all on a journey on this life. And where this road takes you is all up to you. And God's telling you tonight to come. Come to Him. The weary backsliders that's turned their back on the Lord, He will accept you back with open arms. The ones that's been broken and abused, God will give you shelter from the storm. Those that have felt belittled all their life and felt like they've had no voice. You know, time and time again in my life and even my ministry, there was times I felt I had no voice because that voice was stolen. Have you ever watched ID? There's a show on called Stolen Voices. Has your voices been stolen tonight by the enemy or those who's tried to attack you in some way, come against you and get you defeated and ready to just throw in that towel? Don't let the devil steal your voices. Examine your life. You know, for many years of my childhood, after being verbally abused, I was told that if I didn't take it, I wasn't a Christian. So I become shy, and I went to my high school reunion recently, and they couldn't believe how much I was talking because they said, I've never heard this boy say over 10 words. But they didn't know the scars that were there back then. And I had no voice because it was stolen. And I even ended up quitting church over it. But God told me when I come back, when I asked Him, I said, God, if I become a Christian again, and I've given my heart back to You, do I have to take all this abuse? And God said, no. You don't have to take it tonight. You can speak out. You know, it took years for me to speak out. I never spoke out until I was 16. It took me years to speak out and say enough was enough. How long is it going to take you today? And even today, there comes times when I have to speak out and say enough is enough. I'm not going to take it anymore. And there is times that it gets so bad that I just begin to scream. Or just have to walk off from the scene because I can't take it anymore. And it's okay. You don't have to be silent. You don't have to be that little boy that goes into a corner and just cries, or locks himself in a room and listens to a song by Mike and the Mechanics in the Living Years, because it's the only thing that brings him peace, because it's almost like his grandpa's there with him and comfort him. Just like I told somebody the other day, I'm not that boy anymore. I'm not that 12-year-old boy, and I will speak up. You've got to have your voice today as you examine your life. And I don't know why I've gone all this again today. I shared it one day on my New Hope Bible study, but recently. But maybe somebody needs to hear that tonight. As you examine your lives, speak up. Don't let no one steal your voice. And just look up, because your redemption draweth nigh. When I was 30 years old, preached for 10 years. Preached to hundreds, preached to 2 or 3, sometimes preached to walls. Preached to thousands, millions, huge congregations, small congregations. It was all the same, because everybody that was there needed to hear it at that present point in time. That's how I look at things.